Hey, welcome to the Young CEO Podcast. I'm your host, Kyler Croft. I went from making $250 per week with no purpose to leading a multi-million-dollar business. Now, I help faith-driven business entrepreneurs build businesses that honor God and create freedom. This podcast was built to equip you with practical tools, real stories, and a reminder that you're called to lead starting now. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today, I've got another episode, and we're going to be talking about start before you're ready. And this is for a lot of you business owners, but it applies for everyone that is wanting to get in business or is wanting to get started. Because I remember 6 years ago when I was starting my business, I have written down right here, perfection is the enemy of purpose. A lot of times you guys don't start something, and this was my story. I didn't want to start something because I didn't have a perfect plan on how I was going to execute it out. And I wrote down in Ecclesiastes 11:4, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Stop overthinking, move in faith. God doesn't bless hesitation. He blesses obedience. A lot of times for me, I remember like building the first shed that I built back for my business. I remember overthinking like how I was even going to get it built and how I was going to get it delivered. And then I was like, bro, I'm like overthinking how like the whole thing is going to happen before it's even started. So in order to start anything, you have to just start, and you have to like, how am I going to just start? And then once I get there, I'm going to keep executing. And guess what? 2 weeks, it took me 2 weeks to build. 2 weeks later, I had a shed built. And then we figured out how to get it to a customer. And then once it got delivered, we figured out how to do that. Perfection is the enemy of success. You don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to start to be perfect. You have to have a game plan on what day am I going to get started? Because I feel like a lot of times we want to get started at maybe is recording a podcast. It might be starting that business or asking for that job interview or going after that thing that you wanted to or going for that trip. There's a lot of things that we don't want to do because we're not ready for it, or we don't start because of out of fear. And I'm just going to tell you today that in order for you to like become perfect at something, or for you to start that business, you just have to start. Like that's a testament in my life is I just had to go into it and start doing something. Stop overthinking it, move in faith, and just know that God is on your side, because if God is for you, then who can be against you? So I want you guys to write down on your notepad, what are some things that I'm overthinking? What are some things that I want in my life that I don't feel like I'm worthy of, that is holding me back? You got to start before you're ready. That's why I wrote down, move in faith. Write that down, move in faith, because God doesn't bless hesitation. He blesses movement. Movement creates momentum. You got to start before you're ready. You got to start before you want the perfectionist. A lot of you perfectionists out there, you want to have everything perfect, but you don't never get started. And then 10 years goes out of your life, and you're like, where did the time go? Well, the time ran away from you because you are waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect year to start that business. You know, there's a wise proverb that says, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, it was 50 years ago, but you can't go back 50 years. Now the best time to plant a tree is today. So today is the day where you write down things that are going to help you get past. So today, I want you to write down only three things that are holding you back from starting that business, from starting that new job, whatever it is that's holding you back. Write down 3 things that are holding you back, and then write an execution plan on how I'm going to take action in that season. Does that sound good? Awesome. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Follow me, like this episode, and share it with a friend that you know would help. Again, thank you for listening to the Young CEO Podcast.
God, I'm still counting my blessings.